at yourselves. Look next to you. Look over to the right. Look over to the left. This is power in this room. This is power in this room. So for those of you that are not from LA, welcome to LA. Welcome to LA. And let me just tell you, LA's going to do it tonight because we're going to have Go Dodgers. That right? And let me just tell you, LA and California, the nation is depending on us. The nation is depending on us because they know so goes LA, so goes California, so goes the nation. They're depending on us because it's been 10 months. We got 3 more years. We've got to put some checks and balances on this guy. Once upon a time, we had 3 co-equal branches of government. But in the first administration, they compromised the court. In this administration, the Speaker and the head of the Senate took their gavels over to Pennsylvania Avenue and handed them over. So we have 1 branch of government, but we have 1 branch of government until Tuesday because we're going to win Prop 50. Tell you something, in 2017 when we went through this the first time, I remember us all being down in the dumps. But what do we do when we're down in the dumps? What do we do when we're pissed off? We organize. We organized, Tammy. We organized and we did that. We took all of that depression and we channeled it into the fight. And we went out every weekend and we walked precincts because California had seats to contribute. And I was there when we went from the minority to the majority because we were the majority makers in the state of California, and that's what we have to do again. We have to win Prop 50. We win Prop 50, and next year, we increase the number of states, so Hakeem Jeffries will be the Speaker of the House. And he's going to go over to Pennsylvania Avenue, and he's going to take that gavel back, and he's going to say, you have not ruined our democracy. We have 3 co-equal branches of government, and we are going to put some guardrails on this president. I remember Los Angeles on June 5th. We were peaceful on June 5th. And on June 6th, we were the first city in the nation to be invaded by our own government. But LA stood strong. We stood strong. And we said we are a city that embraces immigrants. We are a city that embraces climate change. And you will not break us. And we warned the nation. We said we were the experiment. We were the petri dish. But they were going to take this around the country. And that's exactly what they did. But we can stop it. We can stop it and we can bring back the rule of law. Because we are not going to accept a lawless administration, which is why California is going to help the nation because the nation depends on us, and quiet as it's kept, the world is looking at what happens in California. We need to bring sanity back to our country, but we're going to do it. Now, are we going to do it? Oh, we're going to tell everybody, we don't even have to go out and vote. You got your ballot. Just pick it up off the shelf. You don't even need a stamp. Pick it up off the shelf. Hand it over to the letter carrier and take care of this because we are going to show that we are going to do whatever it takes to defend our democracy. We are not going to concede because when we fight, and we're going to win on Tuesday and we're going to win next year. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Representative Judy Chu.
I'm Congressmember Judy Chu. Each and every one of you, are we going to pass Prop 50? Well, we know what is at stake in this election, our very democracy. But on November 4th, we can fight fire with fire. We can protect democracy and defend California's voice in Congress by voting yes on Prop 50! Now we see what Donald Trump has been doing to our country. Chaos at home, recklessness abroad, cruelty to our communities, and a relentless effort to bend the rules to keep himself in power. Trump and congressional Republicans stripped away health care for millions of families, children, and seniors in that big, ugly bill. They unleashed dangerous ICE raids by sending masked agents into our neighborhoods in broad daylight, spreading fear in our immigrant communities and tearing families apart. And now, Trump and Republicans shut down the government because they refuse to protect ACA credits that make insurance affordable, taking health care away from tens of millions of Americans. Well, are we going to let them do that? No! Donald Trump is also attacking our immigrant communities by making English the official language of the U.S. and telling federal agencies to remove any translated documents and services. This will hurt so many immigrants with limited English proficiency to get disaster warnings, access to health care coverage, support with housing, help with Social Security and Medicare. Well, I've seen this before. You see, in my hometown of Monterey Park, there was an anti-immigrant movement in the 1980s. It rocked our city. There was a loud group of longtime residents that resented the new immigrants. They wanted English only on the signs in the city and English only books in the library. And the last straw was when there was a resolution passed by the city council saying that only English should be spoken in the city. Well, I joined a multi-ethnic coalition that gathered thousands of signatures, and guess what? We overturned it. And now these attacks are happening again, and they're happening because Republicans control Congress and Trump wants to keep it that way. That's why we cannot let him get away with taking those 5 Democratic seats in Texas. We cannot. And that's why we have to step up. That's why California has to pass Prop 50 so we can take away those Republican seats and fight fire with fire. So let's be clear. Trump is attacking our democracy and drowning out voices like ours, but will we allow extremists to rip health care away from millions of Americans? No! Will we stand by as masked men disappear people off the streets? No! Will we go back to the days when English only marginalized immigrant communities? No! This November, we rise up We knock on every door. We talk to our friends, our neighbors, and everyone who's struggling under Trump's America. And we vote yes on Prop 50 because California will not be sidelined. Our voices will not be silenced, and we will pass Proposition 50. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming Senator Amy Klobuchar.
Hello, California! I am here on behalf of the people of the other 49 states to thank you for standing up for democracy. Are you ready to win this next week? Are you ready for the Dodgers to win? Are you ready to pass Prop 50 and stop this power grab by Donald Trump and the Republicans? You know, you have incredible leaders in this state. You have mounted this mobilization of a campaign, and we have the highest voter turnout in Minnesota. Gotta tell you that. But you may be beating us on Tuesday. Your governor has been out front taking on Donald Trump, and he's been doing it. He's been doing it with strength. He's been doing it with some humor. And he has been doing it with grit, and that is the highest compliment of all. Your two senators, Alex and Adam, are heroes of mine. They are on the front line every single day, standing up for California and standing up for democracy. So I know you know this, but Donald Trump has been dismantling this democracy, not just bulldozing the East Wing. He's been dismantling our democracy. Why? Because he thinks he can run us over with that bulldozer. Well, on Tuesday, California, you're going to tell him he can't. Because ever since he's been in, what's happened? Costs are up. Chaos is up. Corruption is up. He promised he'd bring down costs on day one. Your Halloween candy was 10% more expensive. He promised he would fix health care. The premiums are doubling this weekend for people on the Affordable Care Act plan. He promised he would stand up for our farmers and ranchers, and instead, he's bailing out Argentina. So, what this vote is about Tuesday, it's even bigger than your state, and your state is pretty damn big, okay? Because what this is about is saying the priorities of America and what matters for America is not a big ballroom. It is not his refurbished golden marble bathroom. It is the people of this country. It is so they can stand up for their grocery bills, they can pay for their health care, they can look. So this whole thing started in Texas, of course, with Greg Abbott and Ken Paxton and their all hat, no cattle approach to democracy. Trump basically said to them, find me 5 seats. He said he's entitled to those seats. Well, once you pass Prop 50 on Tuesday, Donald Trump can take a seat. So, what are these guys doing? They're doing it all. They're trying to, instead of changing their candidates, their policies, they're trying to rig an election. And when you look at what are we doing now, we are standing up in Congress by standing up for health care. We are standing up by bringing these cases in the courts, and you just saw yesterday where 2 judges said, no, you cannot take food assistance away from the people of this country. Because Donald Trump does not trump the Constitution of the United States. And most importantly, with all of you, we are fighting it with our constituents by our side. We are fighting it vote by vote. And if there's another big example than this, I don't know, 7 million people peacefully marching in the No Kings rally, which is the biggest peaceful rally across the country. So, let me leave you with this. Wednesday is 5 days from now, so you got a countdown, because that's when I'm going to wake up in the morning, and I'm going to be like, how did you do in California? Well, maybe I'll be up all night like all of you. 5 days, so you got a countdown, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And how many seats do we need because of Texas? 5. How many seats do we need to win the House of Representatives right now? What's the difference over there? 5, well, 3, 4, 5. It's a, they won't even seat someone who won, right? 5. So let me give you this about the Senate and leave you with this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 more votes, and we can win this in the midterms if we are united. 5 more votes in the U.S. Senate, and Pam Bondi would not be Attorney General of the United States. That is true. 4 more votes in the U.S. Senate, we would still have the Consumer Financial Protection Division. 3 more votes in the U.S. Senate, and we would save the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. And RFK Jr. would not be running our health care. 2 more votes as we head into the midterms. 2 more votes in the U.S. Senate. Kash Patel would not be director of the FBI. 1 more vote in the U.S. Senate, and we would not have the big, beautiful betrayal of the bill. So that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that is your countdown. And if you do this, and if you do this big, and we win those governor races in Virginia and New Jersey, that will mean it'll be a big deal. That will mean that Donald Trump is not going to run the table on voting rights in the midterm. That will mean he is not going to run the table on our economy. That will mean if we win in these midterms, he will not run the table on the Supreme Court, and he will not run the table on you. So go out there and win California. Go out there and win it.
Everyone, one more time, let's give it up for Senator Amy Klobuchar. And now, please put your hands together for Brian Tyler Cohen.
Hey, everybody. So, only a couple of months ago, we watched as Republicans announced an unprecedented step of redrawing these red state maps mid-cycle to engineer permanent Republican majorities in the House. And frankly, there were a million reasons not to respond, right? There's not enough time. What will the court say? What about the independent redistricting commissions? What about good governance? What about our norms? But all of that paled in comparison to the most important question, which is what if we don't do it? And the answer to that was clear. If we don't actively fight to save our democracy, we lose it. Ben Franklin's quote, "A republic if you can keep it," which is to say, democracy is not a given. And it's moments like these that put that on full display. And it's moments like these that call for ordinary people to do extraordinary things. So to that, I'd ask all of you out here, how many of you canvassed for Prop 50? How many of you organized for Prop 50? How many of you advocated to your circles of people for Prop 50? You all are the engine that drives this movement forward. You are the antidote to the apathy and the hopelessness that Republicans and Trump are trying to manufacture here. The reality is we didn't ask to be here. Nobody wants to be in a race to the bottom when it comes to gerrymandering maps. But if Republicans want to finally join Democrats in calling for a ban on gerrymandering nationwide, my dudes, I will be the first in line to join you and support that movement. But I will be damned if we are going to unilaterally disarm. I will be damned if we're going to sit idly by and watch Republicans entrench a permanent majority by scientifically engineering maps such that they can't lose. I will be damned if we're going to sit back and watch democracy slip away without getting up and giving a fight. And it is incumbent on everybody in every position of power across the country who can fight fire with fire to fight back. So I'm going to take this opportunity to highlight the fact that there is one person in Maryland, a handful of folks in Illinois, preventing us from meeting this moment in other states. So I'm calling on those people to take a look at what's happening right here in California, because this is what leadership looks like. This is what fight looks like. This is what protecting democracy looks like. For those who are wavering right now, history is being written in this moment. How do you want to be remembered? For my part, I am proud to know that the path that I'm walking is alongside all of you people in this room, everybody watching at home, that when the moment called for fighters, you all stepped up and met this moment. Thank you.
Please give a warm round of applause for Representative Jasmine Crockett.
To be here. Now, I want to have a little bit of story time, though, because some people don't know how we got here, and I want to make sure that the record is straight on exactly what happened. So some of y'all may know I have this feeble little governor in Texas. Some of y'all even know his name. And, you know, he decided he wanted to answer the call. Not the call of the people, not the call of Texans, but the call of Donald Trump. Right. So he says, "Yes, Mr. President." And the president said, "Well, you know I'm fucking up." This is me paraphrasing. And so he said, I'm not gonna win. Like, I know enough to know history. And I know that the last time I was in office, well, when 2018 came around, I lost all them seats. And so now that I'm looking out for my homies, the billionaires, and I'm making sure that people are gonna go hungry in the streets of America, I'm making sure that we're losing jobs to the tune of losing about 1 million jobs in this country. I've installed these tariffs that don't make any sense and don't help any working families. And oh, the price of eggs, oh yeah, I didn't fix that. And oh, about those wars, well yeah, I'm trying to start a new one. So guess what? I'ma just have to make sure I cheat my way through, because like that's the only way that I ever win is when I cheat, right? So Abbott said, yes sir, whatever you need, sir. So they decided to go after these seats. Now, while I'm standing here in California, I want you to know that I am a proud Texan who absolutely believes that even though they drew this horrendous map that doesn't even give African Americans 3/5, but instead reduces our voices down to 1/5 the power of our Anglo-Texans. It reduces the voices of our Latino brothers and sisters down to 1/3 of those of our Anglo-Texans. There are those that believe when you say things like, oh, it's racist, that's a bad word. Well, let me tell you, the action is worse than the actuality. This is terrible. All right, so ultimately, he said, I got you. So we got these 5 seats, and let me tell you, we're gonna fight like hell. But then all of a sudden, another governor did not get the call of the president. Instead, that other governor, he saw what was happening in Texas. And he said, not on my watch. And in addition to that, he said, I believe in democracy. He said, I'm not just gonna do this by myself. I gotta make sure that the people of California make the ultimate decision. And I am believing in California, y'all. I've been in these California streets. Listen, I am California dreaming right now. So some people know that I know a little alliteration or two, and so I just came up with this one. So this So this is where I stand. Collectively, California can change congressional cowards' chaos. California, are we going to let them silence voices of opposition? Are we going to let them rig our elections? Are we going to let them steal democracy? So therefore, we're going to vote what on 50? We're going to vote what on 50? We're going to vote what on 50? God bless you, California.
Please join me in welcoming Senator Adam Schiff.
Hello, California. How you doing today? You ready to win this thing? You ready to win this thing? You ready to kick some ass? So when we kicked off this campaign, I said, they poked the bear. They poked the bear. And you don't poke the bear, not in California, because if you do, that bear's going to kick your ass. But I want to just take a moment to underscore why we are here, how we got to this point. So Donald Trump becomes president of the United States. Yeah, that was an awful thing. It is incomprehensibly awful. He becomes president of the United States. He betrays every promise he ever made. He promises to bring down prices. Prices are going through the roof. And instead, what does he do? He takes trillions of dollars away from people's health care. He takes money away from people's food assistance. And he puts all that money to a tax cut for big corporations and rich people. Because this is all they're ever about. And that is doing even more for people who already have so much. And so this is what they do, and not surprisingly, it's horribly unpopular. Horribly unpopular. And the president's ratings go right into that golden toilet of his. And he knows that there's no way they can hang on to this deeply unpopular majority unless they find a way to rig the election, to rig the lines. So he calls up his friends in Texas and he says, you got to go back and redo those already gerrymandered lines or we're losing our majority. And they do. And they do. But our governor and our electeds and our community leaders said the hell with that. Said the hell with that. We're going to go to our voters. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to dilute the voting strength of all of you. They're trying to say, Californians, your vote doesn't matter. They're trying to say, we're going to take your tax dollars, you're a donor state, but we're going to cut your money for flood control. We're going to cut your renewable energy projects. We're going to take food away from your citizens. We're going to do all that to you because we don't think you're going to fight back. Well, we've got news for them. We are fighting back. We're going to pass this proposition. We're going to make sure we flip that majority in Congress. We're going to take back our country. And here's what's at stake. All of us in this room have lived a life where we always saw democracy ever expanding around the world. We saw our freedoms expand. We saw walls coming down. We were more free to associate with whom we would, to speak our piece, to love whom we would love. And we thought it was inevitable. We thought it was inexorable. We thought it was Martin Luther King's moral arc of the universe always bending towards justice until it wasn't bending towards justice. Until in the last 9 months, we've taken the most dramatic steps in our history to turn our democracy into something else, into a corrupt kind of autocracy, a thugocracy, the kind of thing you see in Russia and other dictatorial regimes. Now, our parents and grandparents had to fight a war to preserve our democracy. Thank God we don't have to do that. But our obligation to save this cherished legacy is nothing less than the generations that went before. And one pivotal fight in that battle for our democracy takes place on Tuesday. takes place on Tuesday. So are you ready to win this thing? Are you ready to vote yes on 50? Are you ready to say, hell no, Donald Trump? We're going to save our democracy, and that starts here in the Golden State. You poke the bear, and the bear is fighting back. Yes on 50, everyone. Thank you, and God bless.
Everyone, one more time, a loud round of applause for Senator Adam Schiff. Now, please welcome to the stage Vice President Kamala Harris.
What's up, California? Are we gonna do this? We gonna win? Do we know how to fight? Do we stand for our democracy? Do we stand for what is right? Do we believe in the power of the people? All right then. All right then. So listen, I wanted to just come by to, in particular, thank everyone here, all the folks who have been canvassing, knocking on doors, talking with your friends, talking with your neighbors, talking with your cousins, talking with your play cousins, talking with all the folks about the power of the people, because that's what this is about. It is about reminding folks that we refuse to kneel at the foot of a tyrant. That's not what we do. We stand for the principles upon which our nation was founded. We believe in the Constitution of the United States. We believe in the power of the vote. And we are prepared, when necessary, to fight fire with fire. And what we are doing, what you are doing today, I will tell you, is impacting people around the country. As you know, I have traveled our country. I've been traveling our country. I've met with millions of Americans around our country, whether it be the teacher in North Carolina, whether it be the person who is working on child care in Georgia, whether it be the police officer in Michigan or the high school student in California. And I will tell you, people are watching what is happening here right now. They will be watching Tuesday. People around our country who may not know our names, people we may never meet, will be impacted because of our work. Because the work that everyone is doing here is standing up for the right of the voices of the people to be heard, to determine who is their government, who creates and runs these systems, and whether or not they are responsive to the needs of the people. And part of what I'm here to say today is other states need to step up too. There's work to be done. Step up, because now is the time to understand this fight is not about sitting by and complaining, oh, they're cheating. That's not what this is about. It's not that kind of party. It's about recognizing what they are up to. There is an agenda that we are witnessing, which feels chaotic, I know, but in fact, we are witnessing a high-velocity event that is about the swift implementation of a plan that has been decades in the making. What they are doing right now, what they are attempting to do in these states, Missouri, Ohio, North Carolina, what they are doing is about an implementation of a plan that has been long-standing, about taking the voice of the people, intimidating voters, suppressing the vote. But California is taking a stand
to say we understand the difference between right and wrong, and we will step up when necessary to make sure the voices of the people are heard. So let's get this done. Let's get this done. I dropped my ballot already. Let's get this done, and we will win on Tuesday. Yes on 50. 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 Thank you all.
Please give another loud round of applause for Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, please join us in welcoming Senator Alex Padilla.
California Democrats, are you ready to win? California Democrats, are you ready to win? Dodger fans, are you ready to win? We got Game 7 tonight, so I'll try to be brief. No, look, folks, in all seriousness, we know that there's so much on the line this Tuesday. And a reminder, Tuesday's not election day, it's the last day to vote. Don't wait till Tuesday, get your ballots in, folks. Because what's on the line is this question. Are you ready to hold this administration accountable? Are you ready to rein in this out-of-control administration? Have you had enough of the corruption and the chaos? That's why we're here to pass Proposition 50. And we're here to thank you, because the message has been going out for months now to the voters of California. Why this is so important, why they need to vote yes on 50 and to get your ballots in. But we have not been able to do this without the help of all of you. Every door you've knocked on, every phone call you've made, every text message you've sent, every family member, friend, neighbor, coworker that you have talked to and you said, maybe you said our previous elections, but not this one. Too much is on the line. If the polls are looking good, it's because of you. So thank you. And as good as the polls look, they look good enough. We need to run up the score on this one. Because the eyes of the country are going to be on California this coming Tuesday. So we need to win, and we need to win big. Another reminder of what's on the line. Have you seen what our country's been going through this year? Billionaires are getting richer. Our health care is getting cut. Billionaires are getting more in tax breaks. They're cutting nutrition assistance programs. Really? Reproductive rights are being threatened. They're extending their billionaire tax breaks. Unidentified vehicles, masked ICE agents, disappearing people off the streets of our communities. Have you had enough of the terror? We have. We have. More than enough. And so I think by voting and voting loudly, yes on Prop 50, California's going to be sending a message. And to paraphrase a wise man, here's what we're going to say on Tuesday to Donald Trump. You better check yourself before you wreck America. That's right. I said it. Because we're California, damn it. When times are tough, we stand up. We stand up to bullies. We stand up to wannabe dictators. We stand up to wannabe kings. We stand up, we show up, we go out and vote, and we get out the vote. Look at here, MAGA, look at here. This is the state of California, the most diverse state in the nation, the most populous state in the nation, the largest economy of any state in the nation. And that's not a coincidence. It happens because we embrace diversity. We value inclusion. We work together. We build community. We help one another. And we're going to work together to get out the vote and win Proposition 50. And I know I'm not supposed to formally introduce them, but I'm going to ask everybody to put your hands together for the one who decided to fight back, pull us all together in this fight, put a shoulder into this battle to push back on Trump, on MAGA, and what they started in Texas, we're going to finish in California. Give it up for Gavin Newsom.
Hey, everybody. Senator Alex Padilla, everybody. Oh, we got some T-shirts. We have a few T-shirts. How's everybody doing? Padilla already told me, he said, the first pitch is at 5 o'clock, so you better get your ass out of here by 5. And that is not easy for me to say as a lifelong Giants fan. But go Dodgers, go Dodgers. Yeah, not easy, not easy. But being here with all of you, on the other hand, oh, it doesn't get better than this. And so look, I just want to build on a little bit. You've heard from so many extraordinary people. And by the way, I appreciate. And how many of you knew Vice President Harris was going to be here? The same. Look, for me, one of the most extraordinary things about this entire journey we've been on over the last 10, 11 weeks is how it's brought all of you together. How it's brought the party together. It's how it's brought these remarkable elected leaders together in a show of unity at a moment of time where we need to be unified, where we need to stand tall and stand firm in our convictions. But let's be honest, why are we all here? We're here because Donald Trump is an historic president. He's an historically unpopular president. We're here because even Trump understands that. Why else would he make a call to Greg Abbott? Why else would he tell the governor of Texas that he's quote unquote entitled? Just think about that word. That sends chills up your spine. Entitled to 5 seats. You don't do that from a position of strength. Donald Trump is nothing if not this: weakness masquerading as strength. As a consequence of that call and a recognition that he will lose the 2026 midterm election, he didn't expect you to show up. He didn't expect any of this to happen. He thought maybe we'd have a candlelight vigil. Maybe we would hold hands. Maybe we could all come together and do an op-ed in the LA Times and, just say woulda, coulda, shoulda done something. They never expected this. They never expected all of you. They never expected this show of unity and support and recognition. And look, it's not about Trump, this election. At the end of the day, it's about the future of our country. 249 years. Next year, we're going to celebrate 250 years of the Founding Fathers, the best of the Roman Republic, the best of Greek democracy, co-equal branches of government, checks and balances, popular sovereignty, the rule of law. That's what this is all about. But increasingly, we know that it's not about the rule of law. Increasingly, it appears to be about the rule of Don. And I hope and I expect that people are waking up. It's dawning on them what's at stake in this country. These guys are not screwing around. They're surgical. They want to roll back all of the progress last half century. They want to put America in reverse. They want to bring us back to a pre-1960s world, maybe even 1860s by the time we're done with this. Think about it. Women's rights, LGBTQ rights, we're seeing it with voting rights across the spectrum. This rights regression that's going on in this country. And I love what Adam Schiff said. They poked the bear and we have woken up. But you're seeing people wake up everywhere. 7 million of you showed up. No crowns, no thrones, no kings. You showed up. The biggest protest since the late 1960s. People are showing up, not just for yourselves, you're showing up for each other. You're showing up for those enduring values of our founding fathers. You recognize what's at stake, and you're putting a stake in the ground. You took the time to be here. You haven't fallen prey to cynicism. You haven't fallen prey to anxiety. You haven't fallen prey to the fear. You are literally the antidote to all that. And he did not count on that. It's about shock and awe. It's about exhausting you. It's about folks giving up and giving into that cynicism. So here we are. Here we are. Days away from this historic election. Days away from sending a message. And a year from now, what this is all about is Democrats getting back on our toes, not our heels, getting our mojo back. I mean, I don't know what happened to us last few months. You know, everybody all, hand wringing and all this. But we're back. The biggest story, you know it. You all know this. I cannot wait for November 5th, November 6th, and all the punditry. Historic victories all across the United States of America. Proposition 50 winning by double digits. A new governor in New Jersey, a new governor in Virginia. Democrats back, united, standing tall and firm for health care. Standing tall to our diverse communities, standing tall for the founding fathers. That's what this election is all about. So I just want to thank you. I mean this, just thank you. I'll end as I began. Thank you for giving a damn. And thank you for recognizing this. I'll close on this. That the future, this is important. We cannot afford the run the 90-yard dash. Oh, you Angelinos, you got the Olympics coming in 2028. They do not run the 90-yard dash. They run the 110-yard dash. We have got to be at peak on Election Day. We cannot take anything for granted. I may have asked you to stop sending money. That may never happen again. But that didn't mean this campaign was over. Quite the contrary. The future is not something to experience. It's something to manifest. The future is not in front of us, it's inside of us. It's decisions, not conditions, that will determine our fate and future. So thank you for all you have done to get us to this remarkable moment in this campaign. But more importantly, thank you for what you'll do over the next 72 hours to bring home this historic victory for democracy, for our republic, and send a message to Donald Trump. Hell no, we are done. We are done with being treated like this. Thank you all very much for everything you've done. And let's get out there and vote yes on 50. Thank you guys. Thank you all.
We gon' be all right. We gon' be all right. We gon' be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be all right.
And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down.